Hey, there's a lot of people really upset about this. Have you seen the story of Peanut the squirrel?
Yes, I'm sad about this.
There are a lot of people really upset about this. There's just adorable photos online of this Peanut the squirrel who, as a young little squirreling, his mom had died. And so this guy takes in Peanut the squirrel, and for the last 7 years has been raising him as an indoor squirrel. And the photos were amazing. Like Peanut would be up on, for instance, he's like just hanging out on like the curtain rod. And when this guy comes in, Peanut would climb down his arm and be on his shoulder, and he'd be scratching Peanut and all that kind of stuff. And for whatever reason, they came into this guy's house and they nabbed Peanut. Here he is talking about it.
They got a search warrant. 4 departments and a judge signed off on a search warrant for a squirrel and a raccoon. And then they took them and killed them.
They killed them?
They euthanized them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Dead.
Yep.
What?
That
Why?
is Mark Longo. He's in New York, and that's just it, as they're trying to figure out what is going on here. He talked about the raid they had on his home because he had a squirrel and a raccoon.
It not only tears my family apart, but Peanut was the cornerstone of our nonprofit animal rescue. And 10 to 12 DEC officers raided my house as if I was a drug dealer. I was sat outside my house for 5 hours. I had to get a police escort to my bathroom. I wasn't even allowed to feed my rescue horses breakfast or lunch. I was sat there like a criminal.
Is there more to this story? This doesn't make any sense to me.
This is disgusting.
They're going to have to answer some questions because he right now is preparing to take legal actions against New York State.
Peanut did not die in vain. The fact of the matter is, we were heavily mistreated. There were so many violated constitutional rights in this situation that it's not even funny. And the simple fact of the matter is we did all of this for a squirrel and a raccoon. It just shows kind of the state of where New York is, where we have so many things to worry about, but somehow we had enough manpower and resources to devote it to a squirrel and a raccoon. So not only are we going to be filing some legal battles, but we also want answers.
Now, in the state of New York, the only way to legally rescue squirrels is to become a licensed wildlife rehabilitator. And Mark Longo says, we were ready to comply. We were ready to get the paperwork. We were in the process of doing that. Now, apparently during the raid to get Peanut the squirrel, apparently there was somebody that might have been nipped by Peanut. And so they euthanized Peanut due to rabies concerns.
Oh, did Peanut bite somebody?
It might have gone down that way. I'm trying to figure out exactly, whether that was
He
a situation
bit
where
somebody
they did it.
during the confiscation of Peanut. So probably some handsy official got rough with Peanut. Peanut didn't know them, so Peanut bit them. Squirrel's gonna squirrel.
Yeah.
I mean, why do I have to kill this thing?
Why do we have to kill Peanut?
Well, you can just hear by, their reaction that, Mark Longo is tore up
Sue 'em, Mark.
about this whole
I know
situation.
some people that'll happily get on your side, too, down here from Rescue Life. They'll be happy to take on your cause. They're not afraid of going up against big, evil people like this.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to jump into this because people just, people love animals. They love squirrels. They don't like government overreach. And that's exactly what it feels like it is. It feels like people that came in, that's the kind of stuff that in America we don't take. We don't like that kind of stuff.
Is that how it always is? Is that the rule, like the universal rule? If an animal that you have under your care bites somebody, is it by law you have to take him out? You have to take him down?
I don't know if that's a law. Yeah. I don't think that's the case. And, keep in mind, too, this is after they came into his place. He had Peanut in there. It wasn't like, sometimes what happens, an animal will escape and then the animal will attack or bite somebody. And then that's when, you could argue that, okay, well, unfortunately, you couldn't keep the animal contained the way it should be. So, you might have a case then. But when somebody comes in, he's like, look, I'm trying to comply. Please give me a chance. Don't do anything with this squirrel. And they do anyway. Then that's, when people get upset saying, all right, it didn't have to be handled that way.
No.
Now, you're right. I do need to get the paperwork and I can do that, but please, let's not do anything rash or hasty here.
You came into Peanut's house.
Right.
And you manhandled Peanut. No wonder he bit you. He didn't feel safe.
Yeah.
You created that environment by turning it from something that should have been cool and let's just file the right paperwork. You made it a hostile environment.
Yes. So there are a lot of people who do not like government overreach, who love squirrels, who hate this story and are putting New York State on blast. And it does sound like it's government overreach. It'll be interesting to see how this case pans out. But there are a lot of people behind Peanut the squirrel.
Justice for Peanut.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, sweet Peanut.
Right?
Yep, absolutely.
This is how we do. It's the KBJ Show.